well before the top of the hour. Give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games. That's what we do here on the Drive Thru, Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Is deliver live free sports picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later. And to deliver those winners are professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. Let's take a peek who's with us for today. All right, with us, Zawacky, Jovan Burts, Brian Bitler, Kevin Thomas, and Kirk Stuart. Here's how they'll line up for this evening. We've got Stuart, Burts, Bitler, Thomas, Zawacky, and then I will close this one out. Hey, got 15 games on the board from Major League Baseball, singles on the ice, and as well as NBA and WNBA. So let's get the show underway. Let's welcome in Kirk Stuart. We're going to get a pick here from the, we'll get a player prop here from the NBA tonight. From him, you'll find him over at Pick Dogs. We'll bring Kirk here in just a second. Let me see where we've got his screen. I think we're going to go the other way. Yep, I do got to go the other way. All right, it's going to take a little while here to get to Kirk. Guys, check him out over at Pick Dogs. Also, he does a video series up there with Goran with those soccer videos. We'll talk a little bit about that later. Kirk, what's happening?
Not much. How are we doing?
Doing great. All right, here we go. Tonight, we've seen this line move up already. Here we go. Timberwolves and the Mavericks here. The Timberwolves now up to 6 in this one. Total 208, but you'll be looking at this one a little differently.
Yeah, I mean, the line's been moving like crazy in favor of Minnesota. And this has to be the Anthony Edwards game. If they don't win this game, I don't see them coming back. They'd lose both at home, and I don't think they can recover against this Mavericks team that has really improved their defense in the playoffs. Anthony Edwards has gone for 40-plus in 3 games in these playoffs, and, I mean, he shot 24 times 2 games ago, 18 times last game. The shots are there, but for him to come out and say that his team was lazy, he was lazy and tired, I mean, that's just a terrible look. I'm expecting a huge bounce-back game, and this is kind of an early legacy game for Edwards, I would say. This is a huge game in his career, maybe the most important game of his career, just because of what he said after Game 1. So I'm expecting a big Anthony Edwards game. I'm going with over 27.5 points here for Ant in this one.
All right, Kirk says it'll be the bounce-back game here for Anthony Edwards here, over 27.5. If he tries to do too much, well, when you bet a player prop, you love that.
Yeah, no, definitely. You do love it, and I've been 2-2 so far on my player props on this show, and I just love Anthony Edwards in this spot. As I said, Minnesota needs to win this game, and Anthony Edwards is young, but he is their leader, and the Timberwolves are only going to go as far as Anthony Edwards goes. He knows that. The whole coaching staff knows that. So I'm all over Ant in this one.
Yeah, that's great, but I don't know if the veteran players like to have a young guy like this. It's a weird situation to be in, right? When you've got a cat and you've got Gobert in there, and then you got this young buck as now your leader. That's got to be a little depressing.
Yeah, definitely. And you got Mike Conley, too. So yeah. I think having Mike Conley, though, we saw how much he was missed in the one game that he was out against Denver. But now Ant doesn't have to bring up the ball. Doesn't have to facilitate as much. So I think he'll get a lot more open shots in this one.
There we go. Here we go. Anthony Edwards, over 27.5 points tonight, NBA 8:30 Eastern Time. All right, Kirk, let's take a look over at Pick Dog for tonight's action. Of course, we do have 15-game card here from Major League Baseball, singles on the ice, NBA, WNBA as well, heading to a big weekend, showing good results in baseball here as you began here on the site. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, so I have a 3-pack in NBA for tonight's game. I have a 3-pack for MLB tonight, and I have a 3-pack for tomorrow's soccer. That's the last weekend in Serie A and La Liga this weekend, so a lot of MLB games, as you said, and I'm going to have 3 NBA picks for every NBA game in this round, so a lot to play for, and hop on the 3-day passes. It's going to be a crazy weekend full of sports, so a lot of value in my plays this weekend, and make sure to lock in with me.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Kirk Stuart over at Pick Dog from good results in baseball. Keep an eye on those soccer plays. You guys like that 3-day pass on the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Lots of coverage here from baseball, the playoffs from the NBA, NHL. Still in swing here. And remember that promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save that 15% off, right? Kirk, as always, great having you on the show. Continue that great work. We'll catch up with you next week, but we can always catch up with you and Goran and on your video series.
Yeah, so as we said last weekend of the regular season in a lot of major soccer leagues, Goran and I put out about 16 free picks each for the weekend, and then I also have my daily NBA show, which is Cashing Props with Kirk, where I give out daily player prop, just like I gave out today. I give you a value play with plus 3 to 500 odds, and then a 3-leg parlay if you have a little extra money to sprinkle on, so something fun for each game.
There you guys, like, subscribe, set notifications so when Kirk drops those videos, you get them in real time. All right, Kirk, have a nice weekend. We'll catch up with you again next week.
Sounds good. Have a good one.
You got Kirk Stuart here on the drive to. Let's continue here on the show. Now it's time for our chat pick of the day. We have enough content on the board tonight to do it, so let's go ahead and do it. We're going to give you a tough game. Well, I don't know, maybe not for some, but this game is not covered here on the show. But you guys are going to get the top game of the night tonight. We know what that is, right? It's the NBA. So let's get to the chat pick of the day. The chat has been on a tear here, doing great work here. Mavericks at the Timberwolves, and this is how it's running here, guys. Mavs at Timberwolves. If you like the letter A, actually we got it wrong here, right? Mavericks plus 6 is letter A. It is the Timberwolves, which will be letter B here. So we got to fix this here. We're going to make this the T-Wolves minus the 6 points. Let's put that up here again. Timberwolves are minus the 6. The line moved from 5, 5.5, and now it's up to 6. So we're going to make this Timberwolves minus the 6. So it's the T-Wolves minus the 6. And of course, if you like the over the total of 208, it's letter A. B is under 208. Now we're gonna have to change that my pick here because I had it there based on what I wrote up there. So let me change it over to letter A here so you guys are not confused. There we go. So our chat pick of the day is Dallas and the Minnesota Timberwolves. And right now, coming in right now, a lot of T-Wolves. I'm seeing a lot of T-Wolves right off the bat here. We do have one now for the Mavs and another one here for the T-Wolves. So keep those picks coming. Chat pick of the day. The chat has been on a tear right now over the past several weeks here with chat pick of the day. So let's continue here on the drive-through. And we'll go ahead and welcome in Jovan Burts. You'll catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. We'll bring Jovan in here in just a second. You can always catch him here as well on the weekend shows. Plan a big weekend here at Pick Dogs during the weekend, 10 a.m. Eastern time. I'll be there tomorrow. Let's bring Jovan in. Jovan, what's happening?
Hey, what's going on, Tony? How are you?
Everything's going great. All right, here we go tonight. We have Rangers and Twins head-to-head. The Twins $1.56, a total 8.5.
Yeah, and I'm putting it on the line with this one. I'm on the Twins. you know, these are two teams that have been slumping, recently. Look at the Rangers. They're on the 4-game slide, 2-8 in their last 10. And, they have Jose Ureno on the mound who, he has been pitching well, but it hasn't translated to wins neither because, their lineup has went ice cold. Now, on the other side, the Twins, they went ice cold also, but they did snap out of their slide and won their last 2 games. So I just think it's a situation, team at home, who had a monster 12-game winning streak, then, followed that up with a rather extended losing streak, but then they won their last 2, and even though their bullpen hasn't been up to snuff, overall we know that this Minnesota bullpen is among one of the best in baseball. The same can't be said about the Rangers. Like I said, they're on a 4-game slide right now, and things aren't going well on either side. Whether it's with their bats or and with their pitching staff. So, you get to their bullpen and and put up a decent amount of runs. So I think in this one, I don't like the money line price, so I'm gonna go out on the limb with this one and say that they win by multiple runs. So this is a run line play.
All right, we've got Jovan here on the run line here with the Twins here against the Texas Rangers, the Rangers team that has really slumped badly of late here. And we got, as we said here, over against Urena. Urena is going up, but the issue here is, will Urena continue his poor pitching form that he's had for most of his career? He's been bounced around this league from Miami to Colorado, now to Texas. One of those pitchers that usually signs late after spring for usually desperate teams as the Rangers were with all those injuries in the rotation. So you're getting someone who's been really bounced around the league, surprisingly showing a little bit of success. He did that last year with Colorado for a couple of starts, then he tanked the other way.
Yeah, I mean, and that's been his MO, throughout his own career, and it's he's actually pitched good since he's been there. That's the whole thing about it. You know what I mean? So he's due for a clunker. You know what I mean? Because I haven't seen, a stint from Jose Urena where, he's went on a monster run. You know what I'm saying? So, this is a situation where I think the bats are gonna get to him, and that's with the Twins, they're not considered a hard hitting team. They're a light hitting bunch. That's to be clear. But I think in this spot, going up against Urena and a terrible Rangers bullpen, I think it's all systems go. And on the other side, Bailey, old boy, he gave up I believe 5 runs in his last game. But I expect him to bounce back. And part of that bounce back is facing a team that just can't see the ball well as of right now. So, the Twins are the play, run line.
Yeah, of course, the Twins here against these bad bullpens at home. These are bullpens with ERAs of over 4.2 or higher. They're 24-14 to the run line, returning 12 units. So they've been able to handle these bad bullpens and put up runs and cover run lines. And that's what you want to see, especially on the home team here covering the run line. These numbers were at home. So they've shown great results there at home covering the run line. Twins here plus 130 on the run line tonight, 8:10 Eastern time. All right, Jovan, let's take a look over at Pick.com for tonight's action. Of course, action on the board tonight here for Major League Baseball with a full 15-game card. Singles on the NBA, ice, and WNBA. What do you have going on over at Pick.com Premium?
Yeah, it's been a nice couple days. I'm on a 10-2 2-day run, so it's really been on the back of MLB. So I'm seeing the board well right now and looking to keep it going. With actually I got a 5-pack going. With the 2 side, I got a side in the total for the for game 2 of the Western Conference Finals. Then I got 3 baseball plays that should hit. And also have a couple different 3-packs of baseball 3-pack and a NBA MLB 3-pack as well. And all of those plays are individually packaged also. So if you just want a one-off, I got that for you too. So, go for something long-term, 3-day, 7-day, 30-day, yearly. These are the times, going into the playoffs, you got to know what you're doing. And, I think I got a bead on, on the NBA. So check me out for something this weekend, 3-day, or maximum one of the other handicaps for the 2-for-1 cap promotional. You can't go wrong here at Sports Chat Place and Pick Dogs. Like I said, I'm on a pretty good run right now and looking to take it to the next level. So, can't go wrong here. Check me out.
That's right, guys. Got to go with Jovan Burts over at Pick Dogs. Maybe see the great results in the NBA this year. Long-term pass is the way to go. Remember that 1-month pass will get you the remainder of the NBA playoffs, all the way to the finals, and all the baseball that's in there. No better time than now to get on board with Jovan. That promo code PICK at checkout will save you that 15% off. All right, Jovan, as always, great having you show. Keep up that great work. We'll catch up with you on the drive-through on Monday, but we can catch your work on the video shorts and, of course, on the weekends as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Per usual, got another video short up, 2-team parlay, Major League Baseball. And, it's just an in and out operation, less than 60 seconds and I'm going. So you're not going to get in-depth analysis on it, but you're going to get, a couple different factors that I see, are really the most important in those individual plays within the parlay. So then, check me out Saturday and Sunday per usual on the morning show, and then right back here on Monday for the drive-through.
That's right, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, set notifications. When Jovan drops those videos, you get them in real time, and you can catch them as well on the weekend shows. All right, Jovan, have a great night. We'll catch up with you here on the drive-through on Monday.
Absolutely. Have a great night. Win. See you on Monday.
See you on Monday. Jovan Burts here on the drive-through. Let's continue here, guys. Keep an eye on that chat pick of the day. You got a tough one here. Mavericks and T-Wolves. If you like the Mavericks, +6, it's letter A. Timberwolves -6 is letter B. Over is C. Under is D. It's the chat pick of the day. Right now it is all Timberwolves here. 4, a 1 on the Mavs, 2 to the over, 1 to the under. Keep those picks coming in. It is our chat pick of the day, and we'll recap it when we get to the end of the show. All right, let's continue here on the drive-through. As we're getting some more picks, but we're Steven on the totals here. Another under, but we got over. We got one more on the Mavs, one more on the T-Wolves, another under coming in. So keep those picks coming. 5-2 right now in favor of the T-Wolves. 5-3 now as B-Train comes in here on the Mavericks. All right, let's continue here on the drive-through. We'll keep tabs on this, on the votes, on the games, and we're going to welcome in Brian Bitler. Catch him over at Pick.com. Brian, what's happening?
Tell you what, always great to be with you on a square dancing Friday. I got my dancing shoes on, ready to hit the town after I get out of here. Also, a lot of great cappers on the show tonight. Rod and Kevin Thomas, Jovan. Got all the guys here at PickDogs.com. Hopefully you're going to have a successful weekend.
Absolutely looking for that. Looking forward to it. Brian, tonight we go to the Phillies and Rockies. The Phillies have had some success this year. Heading to Colorado, sometimes funny things can happen in Colorado. Phillies $1.96, total 11.
Yeah, I think for my drive-through play Friday, I'm looking at the Philadelphia Phillies visiting those Colorado Rockies. I think it's just a massive line here for the Phillies on the road. Christopher Sanchez, -210, just seems insane to me. The Phillies have won 6 straight games, and I'm sure that's going to get the bandwagon guys hot and heavy on the Philadelphia Phillies. But Christopher Sanchez, really nothing special. He's pitching well above his norm. Rockies have been woodshedded by the Phillies over the last 10 games or so, but Colorado, year in, year out, always tough in that thin air at Coors Field. I think, and so far this year, they've played well under 500 at home, and I think by the end of the year, you're going to see them a few games over 500, so we're going to see value on them as the season progresses and wears on. I think you're going to see a high-scoring game tonight, but in the end, I think the Phillies keep it within a run. I'm going to take the Colorado Rockies +1.5. You're still getting plus money with that 1.5.
All right, Brian, here on the Rockies here. We saw signs of this turnaround here with this Rockies team in the last homestand. They started showing signs as big dogs. I think Texas got in there, got pounded. And I want to say there was another team that was a couple of those last two homestands where the Rockies really woke up with the bats. And that's really where they do the damage at home, is obviously with the bat, that thin air. They start to make a good contact with the bat. Also, too, one thing with Sanchez, if you look at his road numbers, they have not been very good.
No, and I saw Sanchez pitch in the minor leagues, and I've been beating him up, and he's been producing for the Phillies, but I just don't see his arm talent at the level that he's producing right now for Philadelphia. So I think regressions, we're going to see that come soon. Hopefully, it's in Colorado tonight. I think the Rockies take advantage of him. The Phillies bullpen has been strong. But we'll see. Sometimes weird things happen in Colorado with that thin air.
That's right. The past 2 seasons, the Rockies have been 40 times. The Rockies have been underdogs between +150 and +200. How many games do you think they've won out of those 40?
Out of the 40, I bet you they've won 25 of them.
They won 20 of them, and they returned 15 units.
All right, so I was close.
Close.
As long as they're at 500, you're gonna make plus money on that because they're almost 2 to 1, $1.50 to 1. So you're definitely getting a good return with Colorado.
Yeah, so there's a lot of these games where the public gets fooled by, oh, wow, this team, weird things happen in Colorado, that the pitchers, they come into Colorado realizing, man, my ERA might shoot up 2 or 3 runs or 4 runs if I'm a reliever. It's a weird scenario over there with how that ball travels, especially now that we're getting in closer to the summer.
I was looking at the Philadelphia Phillies. They come in with the 3rd best team ERA in baseball, 3.14. Like you said, some of those pitchers might be worrying about getting into those games and having their ERAs balloon up. So, I think you hit the nail right on the head there.
There we go here. Rockies run line +1.5. There's plus money there, getting the +1.5 at +115 tonight, 8:40 Eastern time. All right, Brian. Let's take a look over at Pick.com for tonight's action. Of course, 15-game card from Major League Baseball. Also on tap here is singles from the NBA, also NHL and WNBA. Brian has been handicapping WNBA for some time, not just jumping in because Caitlin is in there now. He's been doing it for a while. What do you have going over at Pick.com Premium? Great results in hockey and 30 days.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what, I've been, yesterday I had my first losing day in a while, but 12 of the last 14 days have been winning days. You can get my best three bets in my Square Dance and three pack. It includes my NHL Titanium play. I've hit 11 straight NHL premium plays. Going to try to get that done tonight. Just $25 at pickdogs.com or $50 for the Square Dance and three pack. Or if you just want one play that's not in that three pack, get my WNBA best bet for just $19.
There you go. Get on board with Brian Bitler over at pick.com. Great results in hockey. Also, all sports combined over 2,000 units of profit last 30 days. Hey, that 30-day pass will get you a remainder of the NBA and NHL playoffs because they'll be over by June 23rd. So that's the time to get it. All the baseball in there. WNBA action as well because Brian will dabble in it. He's been dabbling in WNBA, so no worries there. And get on board. Remember that promo code PICK at checkout. We'll save that 15% off. We have a question coming in here for Brian. Someone asked, I don't understand how Dallas could win by 3 in Game 1, and now the T-Wolves are the team favored by 6 in Game 2.
Well, Minnesota is at home here, and they're just off that loss here. They're going to be coming in with their heads on fire, So for me, I think Minnesota I don't want to give away my premium pick,
Right.
but I think they're still undervalued here, even at 6.
Because sometimes people think they're due to win, the due factor. A lot of people play on that. Sometimes they like to play. Although Big Al had sent numbers showing the zigzag numbers have not worked, but that's kind of been dead. But in some situations, people may say that this is where Minnesota rises here, down 0-1 at home, unlikely to lose 2 straight at home. But we saw that in the last series, so you can't always dispel that. But I think the public thinks that this Minnesota team, what they saw last was Minnesota rallying against Denver, and then that tired excuse being tired. I mean it's gonna haunt them this series. People will forget about it next year, but we'll see how it is. It's just the nature of the beast here. People think that a team is desperate to win; they're going to bet the desperate team.
And people are also fickle. They could be backing one side heavy in Game 1 and then jump ship in Game 2. They could be heavy on Minnesota in Game 1 and then they lose that game. And now they're heavy on Dallas. People are fickle.
Right, and you can't. And of course, if you're trying to market read, usually this is a situation where the sharpest of the sharp will play late, and they see the line moving up. Hey, maybe I can get a 6.5, and then the big money comes at the end. So we really don't know where the sharpest of the sharp will probably wait to the line. If they've got a number in mind here, they've seen this line go from 5 to 5.5 now to 6. They may be sitting back.
This morning it was 5.5. So
yeah,
you definitely want to be in this morning at 5.5. Now you're getting close to tip. It's around 6.5. So
right. I mean, so there could be some sharps just waiting for the public to keep moving it up and kind of come right back at game time and go the other way and take the 6, maybe 6.5. I mean, that's how I look at it.
Yep, for sure.
No doubt about that. Because if you like Minnesota, you can't make a bet because you lost the best number at 5. All you can do is just sit back and hope that people are buying back, and get you back into your playable number. There's a lot of volume because this depends on how much volume you play, and if you play baseball. Because if you're only going to bet NBA, well, you don't have too many options, right? This is all you have, right? But if you're one of those professional type folks that bet every game, then you're going to say, well, if I don't have my number, I'm going to look to the 15-game card in baseball and find something in NHL.
That's why it's nice to have WNBA as well, because you got WNBA, NHL, NBA. You got a full portfolio of games you can look at every day instead of just having to bet everything on one NBA game. It's nice to have some options out there.
Yeah. I do get the entertainment factor of betting a team, but again, over the long haul, over the course of just your career, over the course of your lifetime, you're going to lose. You're going to lose money getting a poor number, and try to handicap your games a little sooner. Hey, they put the lines out 24 hours usually before game time, so it gives you enough time there. All right, Brian, we got through everything at Pick Dogs, right? We figured we know what you got going. Brian's been really hot, but also too, they can catch more of your work here on the weekend shows, and of course that video series that you like to look for those contrarian numbers out there, those contrarian sharp plays.
Yeah, I was just digging into tomorrow's NBA playoff game. Make sure you check out Pick Dog's YouTube channel for my sharp betting contrarian predictions every single day. And I'm going to be on this weekend on Sunday. I signed up, so hopefully I have some guys there I can argue with some games and have some fun this weekend.
Yeah, you can argue. It's not the same when you don't have Miami Heat in there anymore.
Well, we could just make fun of the Hurricanes.
There you go. Yeah, Hurricane. You can always talk about the talk about the upcoming season, right, in college football, and see how that rolls out. How your Temple Owls going to look this year?
Well, I think I'm going to move more towards focusing on Penn State this year. I think Penn
All
State will
right.
have a good season.
So that's
But like I said, I'm not a fan of anybody. I just want to win games.
That's right. We just always look for that regional edge.
Kevin Thomas is the fan. You have to ask him about that.
Oh, that's rough there. That's a rough shot there. But of course, you're close to the school, and everybody knows about Penn State. We always like to get Brian's opinion about Temple. We'll do that during.
I like the Temple Owls. I just hope they do better than they did last year. That was a rough year.
Yeah, well, that's what keeps you sharp on Temple games. That's what we ask you, right? You start to become.
What's nice about Temple is Notre Dame used to come in and play Temple, and good teams used to come in and play Temple. You could get their tickets pretty cheap, and get to see one of the best teams in college football. But it's not like that now with the Temple Owls.
They still play at Franklin Field, that old school, that old stadium.
No, they were playing where the Philadelphia Eagles play.
Okay, that's where they play now. I remember Franklin Field. They used to see that in the black and whites, old black and white.
The good old days.
Old days, and I know they used to play there. All right, Brian, have a great weekend. We'll catch up with you again next week.
All right, thanks for having me. I'll catch you on Monday, Tony.
You got it. Brian Bitler here on the drive through. Let's continue on here, guys. Let's keep an eye on that chat. Pick of the day right now. It is the Mavericks and Timberwolves. It's in the chat's hands. Why not? The chat hands has been very, very good the past several weeks here. As you guys know, they have been winning. So keep these picks coming in. Mavericks and Timberwolves. If you like the Mavericks plus the 6, it's letter A. Timberwolves minus 6 is B. Over 208 C. Under 208 D. It's chat pick of the day. Right now we got the Timberwolves 5-4 on the side of the Mavericks, 3 on the under, 2 on the over. Chat pick of the day. Keep those picks coming in. Boy, this one's really, really close. I mean, all over the board now. We just got another over. We just got another one. We are tied right now. 5 on the T-Wolves. Nope, we just went one over now. 6 on the T-Wolves. 6 on the Mavericks. 5 on the T-Wolves. So the Mavericks now have taken the lead. 3 over, 3 under. Chat pick of the day has been very close today, so keep them coming in. The new leader now is the Mavericks at plus 6. All right, let's continue here on the drive-thru. Kevin Thomas is up next. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. It continues. You can find him also, too, here at Pick Dogs with his video series every day here on the board. We'll bring him in right now. We've got Kevin Thomas here in just a second. Ready to roll here. I know there's he often plays golf with Brian, so sometimes we'll figure Brian will always let us know when Brian wins. Brian, Kevin, what's happening?
How you doing, Tony? Everything's good on this end.
All right, yeah. I guess you've been beating him because we haven't heard too much about the golf game with you and Brian. So you must.
He has to handicap me. I haven't golfed nearly as much as he has, so I do get a handicap, but I have been covering. So yeah, you don't hear too much about it from him.
No, not too much. All right, here we go tonight. It's the Dodgers moving into Cincinnati, and you're looking at some of these totals, and you know the weather's warming up, right? It's definitely warming up. We're starting to see these big totals. The Dodgers here, $1.51. The total now has moved up to 10.5.
Yeah, I saw it at 155 earlier. So that really, I would probably lean a little bit on the Reds for the whole game. But like I sent to you, I like the first 5 innings more than anything, just because the Reds in the offseason focused on their bullpen, which right now is their biggest weakness. Cruz and Diaz have not been producing the way that a lot of people thought they would. They're 20-30. They're 1-11 in one-run games. So if you take half those, because they're bullpen, 6 of them were blown by the bullpen, they have a winning record right now. I like this Cincinnati Reds team. I'm a huge Pete Rose fan. I've always liked the Reds. They're like in the back of my head. I like Dela Cruz. I like the way these guys can hit and run. But they have been struggling. But they're getting the Dodgers coming in on 2 losses, and James Paxton on the mound. He just faced the Reds. He did 6 innings, gave up 7 hits, 2 home runs, 3 earned runs, and 3 runs. So, and he only had 2 strikeouts in 6 innings. So the Reds are putting the ball in play against him. They just got 7 hits ain't bad. And on the other side, we got Graham Ashcraft. He already faced the Dodgers in the last game. He pitched 5 innings, 3 hits, 3 runs, 3 of them earned. And the big problem for him was the balls. If he can limit that, and we get 5.5 innings from Graham, I think the plus 103 for first 5 innings is the way to go on the Reds. If their bullpen was any better than it is, I would like to bet it the whole game. So I said I'd put a little bit on that 138 just because now that line's minus 151. Like I said, it was minus 155. And when you get a team like the Dodgers, usually you're getting minus 200 money lines. So the fact that it was minus 155, now you're getting minus 151 is a huge red flag. And you never know what you're going to get with James Paxton. He's not the flamethrower he once was, pitches for contact, but this Reds team with their speed and stuff, that's kind of team you don't want having contact because they'll hit a little dinker to third base and get on base. So let's ride the Reds here. Ashcraft is 1-2 with a 3.9 ERA against the Dodgers. James Paxton is 0-0 in 3 starts against the Reds.
There we go. Paxton and Ashcraft are going head-to-head. Weather warming up. Ball should be carrying usually at this time of the year. And, of course, a guy like Paxton, 13% strikeouts, 13% walks. That's the problem now. You know, the NL West is pretty much a pitcher's type of division. And when you go out of division and you face these other teams, you're not going to get the same quality pitching out there. But you may get some better hitting out there. But the Dodgers have kind of been a team that kind of been able to feast on poor bullpens. I understand the first 5 here because Reds are vulnerable in late innings, especially with this Dodger lineup.
Yeah, you said it. The only thing that worries me is Graham didn't face Betts the last game he pitched, and we know how good Betts can be, so that could be a little problem. But I think James Paxton giving up the 2 home runs the last time they faced each other, and now they're playing in Cincinnati. I think that could be a nice advantage for the Reds here, especially the first 5 innings.
81-degree temperatures here at first pitch here. Warm weather now. Having here on the Reds first 5 plus 106 tonight, top of the hour. All right, Kevin, let's take a look over at Pick.com for tonight's action. Of course, on the board tonight, singles from the NBA, NHL, and WNBA. Also, the 15-game card here from Major League Baseball. It's still yet to start yet. We'll have a start here in about 5 minutes or so. So we're going to have a few games start to begin. You can see Kevin with the fantastic numbers here in the NHL this year. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Jovan said earlier he's seeing the board very well. For the past 2 weeks, I'm seeing the board like Helen Keller, so you might want to partner up someone with another capper until I get on a roll, but it's going to happen sooner than later. This is the best website just because, look, I'm struggling right now, but you got guys that are making tons of money. My goal is to get up there with them, try to surpass them, but right now I got an NBA, WNBA, NHL, and MLB. I got 4 games going, all of them premium picks, and get them all individually. Not one to like to group them all together because I know certain people only want NBA, WNBA, NHL. So you get them each individually, or you get the one you want, right? Take the one that you think you have a good feel on, and you get my pick, and we'll see if we can win that money together.
That's right, guys. Got on with Kevin Thomas over at Pick Dogs. Great results in NHL. 446 units of profit. Get on board with long-term pass. Remember that you guys like that 3-day pass here on the weekend, your Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Full cards from Major League Baseball, NBA, NHL playoffs as well. Use that promo code PICK at checkout. Save that 50% off. You can also pair Kevin with another capper with a 2-for-1 or more handicapper promotion. All right, Kevin, as always, great having your show. Keep up the great work. We'll catch up with you again next week. But there's a lot going on, we catch your video series over here at Pick Dogs, and we'll catch you on occasion on the weekend shows.
Yep, make sure to check out the Pick Dogs YouTube channel. Subscribe. It's free. You get tons of content. Right now, it's a lot of baseball for me because me and Brian have to pick, and he always takes the NBA game. I'm trying to get a thumbnail made for WNBA so I can start putting out a lot of WNBA free winners for you guys. And make sure you say a special prayer for all the veterans that we lost. It's a nice weekend, nice Memorial weekend. So God bless everybody in the military, past and present, and all you do, and for those who lost their lives.
Here, indeed. All right, Kevin, have yourself a great evening, and we'll catch up with you again next week.
Thank you.
Got Kevin Thomas here on the drive-thru. All right, let's continue here on the show, guys, on the drive-thru, and we're going to go ahead and keep an eye on that chat pick of the day, which has gotten very close here. Mavericks and T-Wolves. If you like the Mavericks, it's A. T-Wolves B over C under D. It is our chat pick of the day, and right now we got a tie between the Mavericks and the Timberwolves, both with 6 on the board. So keep these picks coming in. We've got 3 on the over, 3 on the under. That one's tight as well. Very tight right now. Chat pick of the day. Keep the picks coming in. We'll recap here at the end of the show. Look, we got 120 people watching. We got to get more. We're actually more than that on all of our social media. We're close to 200 plus people watching. Let's get these picks in, guys. Here on chat pick of the day. All right, let's continue on. Rod's adjusting his camera, and we're going to bring him in right now. Rod Zawacky, baseball coverage coming up from Rod, and catch him over at Pick Dogstream. He's always been good to us here with the picks and more. And we'll get him in right now, ready to roll here as we got some baseball on the board and a lot more as well. Let's see if we're getting in here in just a second here. The great game last night with Edmonton and Dallas. Edmonton on the board here early on. Rod, what's happening?
Not too much. Waiting for tonight's action. Definitely some great action. A great game, Dallas Edmonton. The way that goes, we can see some overtimes in all that games. Wouldn't surprise me. The way those two teams battled it out yesterday. We've seen how many posts we've seen yesterday too, so that could have easily went the other way. Especially that first 4 minutes of overtime. McDavid took 4 minutes sitting in the box, and Dallas proceeded to definitely try their best. They dug a couple off the post in that overtime, and they survived and won game 1. Game 2 probably
game
just
2
going to be as tough battle as we've seen in game 1.
Both teams capable of winning on the road, and no doubt about that. We saw Dallas. Dallas does a really good job on the road, so we'll see. But they're gonna be home here for this game too. So
that Oilers penalty kill, like I said,
yeah.
They gave him 5 opportunities on the power play. Did Dallas have it, and the Oilers shut him out. They've now shut down 19 straight power plays. Having the Edmonton Oilers. Skinner.
We're getting the good Skinner.
Yeah, he's starting to feel it. Feeling good.
Here you go. Everybody excited there in that series. And tonight we go to baseball as the Brewers here on the road to face the Red Sox. Red Sox $1.27 at home, total 9.5.
Yeah, you look at this one here. Red Sox first game back at home off their 6-game road trip to take on the Brewers here in this one. And they got Cutter Crawford going up on the mound for the Brewers, and he's having numbers-wise definitely having a solid season. But when he gets on the mound, there's been games where he's lacked some run support from this Boston team, as they're only 3-7 in his 10 starts this season. And Boston, this is their first game back at home, as I said, off a 6-game road trip. It's kind of teams off of road trips or so. I like to kind of fade them here in this spot. We know what it's like that first game back at home. Both teams had a day off yesterday, so bullpens be ready to go. When you look when it heads to the bullpen, the Brewers definitely have the edge on the bullpen there. And you look who's getting the start for the Brewers. Pitching wise, guys, this gentleman here, Jared Koenig, is making his first start.
Opener.
He's opener, right?
Yeah, opener. Yeah, Bryce Wilson will
he'll just be the opening.
Yeah, Bryce Wilson's the primary guy.
Correct. They just changed that on me, right? I was like, hey, where did this guy come from? Yeah, so he's a reliever. He'll be an opener. You want him. If he can go 2 innings for you, hey, bonus for the Brewers is what you probably, at best, he goes 1 or 2 innings. I don't mind him going here because I know what comes behind him, and he's definitely a solid Williams behind him. So Bryce coming up behind Koenig here, and for me, I think it's hitting wise. You look at the also at home. I think Cutter Crawford gets had as his Brewers offensively. On the road, they're actually hitting pretty well on the road this season. As you look against right-handed hitting, 261, which equates to about 5 runs a game. Well, Boston hasn't fared so well versus left-handed starters. So this guy who kicks it off, I think he'd be able to shut down Boston early. And then I think with Bryce coming in after that, I think it's going to be one of those long days for Boston. We see a little bit of a slump. And they end their losing streak off of a day off. Boston's 3-4. Well, off a day off, this Milwaukee Brewers team 6-1 off a day off. I like the Brewers here. Too much plus money to pass up here in this one.
Yeah, hard to argue that. Brewers have been a really good home team. Red Sox have been a terrible home team. They lost 13 of 23 at home. They struggle hitting the baseball. Brewers bullpen's good. We know Wilson's going to be pretty much a primary coming in after the opener, but the bullpen behind him really good. The Brewers hit right-handers very well. And one thing with Crawford, they don't win behind him at home.
No, that's what they just don't give him enough run support. Like, he has the solid outing and solid numbers and looks good, and it's just one of those things that Boston just doesn't get the run support to give him some support, because he does go deep in games sometimes.
Yeah,
6-7 innings.
3 and 13. Crawford, team record.
3 and 13 this season. As I said, he's struggled when he starts. It's just tough. As being a pitcher, like I said, you do your thing in baseball. Not much more he can do on his end of the thing, because he's already pitching some great numbers. And he just needs the bats to wake up, and we haven't seen that.
That's the example right here, right? That's the example where baseball's at, right? Where you have these good numbers, and you're just 3 and 13 at home. I mean, which just explains to you why we always joke about fading the ace.
Fading the ace,
right? Because I know it's not the ace, but I was just, although the numbers look that way, right? You may think he's the ace, and they may very well be, but you need a lot to go right in baseball. You know, you need your defense, you need your hitting, and again, that bullpen, you know?
Yeah, things have to be clicking together. It's not just one piece and one cog in a baseball team that gets things to go. You've got everybody to be on the same page. It's kind of like the Blue Jays. I guess remember I bugged them about that home run jacket. Well, I guess they're gonna take and run with it. They're having fun with that home run jacket, so give it to the Blue Jays because they got us yesterday.
Oh, we've got it. Mitch reminded me of something else. He goes, also the strike zone from the umpire too also has to play a part too, right?
Right? A little,
right? You got to be comfortable with their strike zone, right? The ones that, well, if you know coming in where their strike zone is, and you just have to make sure that you're compatible with the umpire. Let's put it that way.
Well, we've seen catchers also try to mask a bad pitch a little, where they kind of grab it and they bring it back up and try to move it back up they try to manipulate the pitch a little with the way they set up over here in the strike zone, and sometimes the ball comes in and they definitely try to as the catcher manipulate that what the ump sees. I've seen it many a game where it's like, that wasn't a strike, not even close, but the catcher just moves it up. Some are really good at it, some not so good at it.
No, and sometimes it's that's that veteran catcher, right? Molina leaving St. Louis. Maybe that had something to do with their slumping here of late, the last couple seasons. We never know. But of course, Rod has been good to us. This is one of the bigger games, believe it or not. I know we got a lot of playoff basketball. This is a later game, so it's going to be on Ion. But this is the game in LA people are talking about, because guess who's coming to LA right now? They will not be at the Pyramid. They were able to make these guys work overtime to get the Clipper stuff out of Crip Center. So Crip Center will be ready for this one. Fever and Sparks.
Oh,
the Fever can
be ready for this one.
Yeah, they'll be ready. Well, maybe a big walk-up crowd here. Fever, can they get that first win? They're winless against the Sparks. They got to win. Fever now up to 2.5 from 2, total 165.5.
Yeah, and the Fever definitely in search of that first win. Searching for the elusive first win to burst the bubble is what this Fever's doing. And I don't know. What I think here in this game tonight, for me, I think it's a whole lot of no defense going to be played in this one tonight. I think we got a track meet in our hand. It opened up at 163. It's now up to 165.5. So, Shop, get your best number. I think 165.5 is probably about the best. You might find a 165 out there, but either way, I like the over. I think both teams can definitely run and gun. We've seen the Fever start to pick up this game, and favorite on the road is. Can you see it? Because I can see it that they finally get their first win. They're starting to put things together. That cogs are starting to work in there, finding to work together as a team. The Sparks team haven't played as much hoops as what the Fever has already to start the season. But I know what they can do offensively. Kia Nurse, I like Kia Nurse tonight, over 12.5 points. I think she has a solid outing for the Sparks. And then we got to go with Kelsey Mitchell on the Fever. She dropped 40 last game on the Storm. So I think she has another big game for the Fever. Over 16.5 is her points. I think that's a little bit shy on what she can drop. So I think Kelsey Mitchell over her points. Kia Nurse over her points and take the over 165.5. I think we easily cruise into the 170s in this game. Gonna be a good game. I'm probably tuning in to watch it for sure.
Find it over on Ion. I know they're going to preempt Murder She Road and Texas U.S. Ranger. That's what they show over
Texas.
There, right? Texas U.S. Ranger. All right, so we'll always play this game with Rod. Guess the cheapest ticket. So this game has been moved to the Lakers Stadium, Crypto Arena. Not on the pyramid. They got the Clipper stuff out of there. Probably wasn't a whole lot to get out of there anyway. So we like to play this game with Rod, with Caitlin coming to L.A., guess the cheapest ticket. I'm on the StubHub right now. Guess
on
the
a Friday
cheapest.
night. On Friday night, they probably want to sell a lot more drinks and alcohol, and probably will sell a lot more drinks and alcohol. So one jam in there. I'll go $4, cheapest seat in the house.
You're way off, Rod. Way off.
Cheaper than that?
No. Way off. The cheapest ticket right now is Section 324. They jacked them up. It's jacked them up.
No $5, jack them up. $60 bed-in price of this one.
This one's $68 is your cheapest ticket to get into this one. $68 is the price. And remember, the Dodgers are not in town too, so there's no you just have the Angels competing with you.
The Dodgers are in Cincinnati, so
Cincinnati.
They're not competing. Yeah, they're not competing with LA. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
The Lakers are out. The Clippers are out. The Kings are out. The Dodgers are on the road. The Angels.
They including a couple drink tickets in that price, or what?
No, it's just the cheapest. Just to get in, the cheapest get in price. That's the cheapest get in.
$60. Wow,
Yeah.
I was way off.
Way
the
off.
last one you asked me was like $5.
$4.
So now it's yeah.
Well, funny thing is, they've seen her already in Indiana. They haven't seen her in LA. I don't know how many appearances they make. Maybe one or two at the most, right?
Yeah, one or two a season, right? You go east to west, yeah. Yeah, so I guess $60. It's like with the Bedard show when he came around this season. The tickets at the Blackhawks games were like through the roof.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, whoa.
Way up there. All right, Rod. So anything here? If you don't have to give a side or total, if there's any opinion or maybe a prop, a bonus prop or anything on this one, as we know, it's a big one here for the Rangers. Took a you know what happens in New York, right? When you can't score a goal, I mean, it's like the end of the world and the team's collapsing, right? Time to get rid of everybody, right?
We took last game. I took Lafreniere to get an anytime goal, and he definitely got that anytime goal on his own goal. And they even counted it. He's even written their own goal. So I actually wrote an email to the book that I placed the bet on. Said, hey, he did score. It even says right here. I showed him a snapshot of where it says own goal and everything. They returned to me and was sorry. It's written in this line, and then of course then they have to highlight and say, yeah, sorry. We don't count own goals as scoring goals, even though technically he did kind of score a goal, but we can't count it as a win. We're sorry. So I give it a shot. But in this one here tonight, I'm going to go with Panarin. Give me Antemi Panarin to get himself an anytime goal here in this one. And you know what? In that game one, we've seen these two teams get some goals. And in that first game, we've seen... it was 1-0 for the longest time until the Rangers scored on themselves, and then it was 2-0, and then we popped in an empty netter. So the 3-0 score, I think this is going to be another closer, tighter game than what we've seen. But I like goals. I really do. We know what we've seen head-to-head between these two teams, that we get goals. And you're going to give me a plus price? I like the over 5.5 in this one.
There you go, over 5.5 there from Ron. Of course, you got the props, the bonus, the WNBA, and of course the Brewers from Rod Zawacky, the man of the people here at the Pick Dogs. All right, Rod, hitting the witching hour here. Let's take a look over at Pick Dogs for tonight's action. Still about 12 games on the board from MLB as we get some these 6:40 starts coming up here. Also, singles, NBA, WNBA, as well as NHL. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Stream heading into a big weekend?
Heading into a big weekend. I got my NBA drop a dime play. We're 53-41 the last 90 days in the NBA, hitting at 56%. So definitely scoop that up singly. Or it's also included in my Steak Friday package. I got my 10-star NHL sniper play thrown in there. Plus, I've got the total as well in tonight's NBA action in my Steak Friday package. Long-term subscribers who want to know who wins next Sparks game, definitely scoop up that 3-day pass, and it'll be in there as well. I got a WNBA winner and who's going to win that game tonight between the Sparks and the Fever. Love that play tonight. So definitely now's the time. Scoop up that 3-day pass. Join me. You'll get Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and you know I always get Monday in early. So you'll get 4 days for the price of 3. And don't forget to use that promo code PICK at checkout. Let's crush the books this weekend. We'll be back-to-back winning days. Looking to come into the weekend hot and crush it. So join me as we put that money into your pocket.
That's right. Get on board with Rod Zawacky. Remember the promo code PICK at checkout. Save that 50% off. You guys love that 3-day pass here on the weekends. All right. As always, great having the show, Rod. Of course, your video series as you go around the league, A to Z here from the NHL, A to Z, Rod at NHL. And, of course, we'll catch you here on the weekends.
Yeah, definitely. I'll be there Saturday, Sunday on the weekend. So make sure you subscribe, like, hit that notification bell. That way you get notified when all the newest content drops. Tomorrow's game 2 action will be dropped probably the next couple hours. And if you want any more info on tonight's Rangers game, definitely check it out. It's archived. Pick Dog's YouTube channel. Check it out.
That's right, guys. Like, subscribe, set notifications. Check it out. Rod Zawacky here on the Pick Dogs YouTube channel. All right, Rod. Manoah had a 1-2-3 first inning. We'll see how it goes against the Tigers.
Right?
Yeah.
Watch out.
Watch out.
Manoah's starting to make a comeback. He's looking pretty good.
There you go.
He looked at his last start and
get the Tigers bats. He's got the Tigers bats up there. That's good.
The Tigers bats are cold. They can't even hit a beach ball right now.
Oh no.
Hopefully, David Race not watching. But
I think he'd agree.
Tigers.
I know David. I think he'd agree. I think he'd agree. He's the first one to call out his team. Yeah, I think he'd agree.
I know. He's probably in the chat going, "Hey, yes, let's stop picking on my Tigers."
Yeah, that's right. All right, Rod.
They just can't hit a beach ball right now. That's all it is.
That's
and
right.
The Jays are hitting. So
absolutely.
And that's because they read this. Like I said, they started paying the home run jacket. The home run vest has been reintroduced, and it's brought the Jays to life. Whatever it takes, I guess.
Yeah, you got to find something to run with it to get these teams rolling. Maybe just the fact that
we had the cheese bag, right? Now it'll be the home run vest. He gets his own seat. It'll be a VIP section right behind the dugout. Whenever it's needed, he'll be sitting there. That'll be the home run vest for the Blue Jays.
Absolutely here. All right. Have a great night there, Ron. We'll catch up with you again on Monday in the Drive-Thru.
You as well, Tony. Have yourself a good weekend, everybody. Pick Us fam. Crush it. Catch you on the weekend show tomorrow morning.
Got it.
See you then.
See you then. Rod Zawacky here on the Drive-Thru. Let's continue here on the show, guys. Let's get to my pick, and then we'll get to the recap here. Oh, chat pick of the day, right? That's what we got to keep an eye on. Man, it's been close. It's right now we have 7 on the T-Wolves, -6. 6 on the Mavericks, +6. 3 over, 3 under. Chat pick of the day. Keep these picks coming in. We will recap it shortly here, guys, as we're getting close to the end of the show. And keep them in. If you've already put in your chat pick of the day, then go ahead and put your show pick of the day, if you would. All right, let's continue here on the Drive-Thru as we're going to get to my pick here, and then we'll let you guys roll for the weekend. We're not going to look at the Brewers-White Sox. We're going to be looking at the game here between the Mets and the Giants here tonight, and we'll get it up here in just a second. Oop, this one is underway, top of the second. No score here, as we told Manoah. It looked pretty good there. Pirates have pushed across 2 on the Braves early on here. What's up there? And then, of course, Mariners have pushed 1 across against the Nationals early on. Royals and Rays just underway. Then we hit this game, Brewers-Red Sox, Dodgers-Reds. A lot of games starting here, but I'll be looking at this one here, Giants and the Mets. Give me the, that's Rod's pick. Give me the Giants. Yes, give me the Giants plus the points, plus 129 in this one. Harrison and Christian Scott head-to-head tonight. But in this one, boy, we've seen this Giants offense really surge here over their past 7 games, hitting 308, putting 7 runs a game. New York, a slumping team at home. At home, they played 24 home games. 24 home games. They lost 14 of them, hitting 205, putting up 3.3 runs a game. When the Mets have been favored by -125 to -175 the past 2 seasons, they're 26-31. They've lost 18.5 units. Let's give us the Giants here -124 behind Harrison, going up against Scott tonight, and we'll take the Giants in this spot. All right, guys. Check out Pick.Stream. I've got best bet on the board from the NBA. Also 3-pack from Major League Baseball. Got a late night winner for you as well. So I've got 5 premium plays on the board tonight. So get on board with me over at Pick Dogs, or you get the long-term pass. 3 7 sports pass on my premium plays for that time period. Select when you go to my handicapper page, make that purchase. Remember the promo code PICK at checkout will save you that 15% off. All right, let's get to the recap. Kirk on Anthony Edwards over 27.5 points. Jovan Twins run line, lay the run half plus 130. Brian on the Rockies run line here plus 1.5 plus 113. Kevin on Reds first 5. Ron on the Brewers plus 120. I'll be on the Giants in this spot. The one I like the most, let's go with Rod's play on the Brewers. Like that one as well. All right, guys, let's recap this chat pick of the day. Ready to close it out. Looks like we've got a close winner here. This is your last call to make the pick. If you like the Mavericks plus 6, it's A. B for the T was -6. C for over 2.8. D for under 2.8. Chat pick. We're about to close it here in just a few seconds. We have another one in here as well for the Timberwolves. Just came in at 8 on the Timberwolves, 6 on the Mavericks. And we're about to close it out right now. We're closing it out, and it's closed. Okay, so the chat pick of the day will be the Timberwolves at -6. So that will be the chat pick. And, of course, now it's time to go ahead and put your show pick into the chat, and we'll read it off. That's going to do it here for this edition of the Drive-Thru. Guys, be sure to tune in again tomorrow. Be sure to tune in again on Monday for the Drive-Thru at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring in our Cappers for Big Dog Sports Chat. We'll get up the place for in real time. Remember to always get started with that morning show on the weekends, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. You got Jay hosting with a lot of the Cappers you find here on the Drive-Thru. Also, make note of all the video series. Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes. His Betting Tools Show. His roundtable discussion with professionals. And of course, Jay's Jam Session NBA. Of course, around the league from the NHL with Chris. NHL A to Z here from Rod Zawacky. Also here, Brian Bitler as he gives you contrarian plays every day. Also Kevin with his picks as well. Look for his WNBA series coming up very shortly. Jovan his shorts coming up there. A lot of the parlays on the short series. Of course, we've got Big on McMorty All Access. Costy with his sharp trading plays. And, of course, Dana Lane against the public betting. Ron Ramelli's baseball breakdown. All right, let's go ahead and go over the show picks for today. Ron Crawford likes first 5 with the Guardians here. Guardians first 5 here against the Angels. Let's see here. We've got, what else do we have here with the show pick? Let's see here. Who else has chimed in here with it? Looking for more. Blake likes the Diamondbacks here. Run line. Lay the run in half here with the Diamondbacks. A gallon in there, I believe, tonight here against the Marlins. I want to make sure I'm correct on that. I'm not thinking about tomorrow's game. Braxton Garrett against Gallon. That's right. You got Gallon there with the run line there with Blake. Gallon, pretty good record to the run line at home as well. In these home night games, 13-4 to the run line Gallon. So that's a pretty good angle there with Gallon. Let's see what else do we have here. Looking for your show picks, guys, and then we will close it out. We've got here David Cleaner likes the Sparks plus 2.5. New York Rangers for Sean Murray. What else do we have here? Keep an eye here on this. Sean Murray is mentioned here. He likes the Mavs at this price. Teal Green, Houston minus 1.5. Lay the run line with Houston Astros. That's his best bet of the day from Teal Green coming in right now. Let's see here. Let's see any other more. This will be your last call here. Last call for your show picks, guys, before we close it out. And Ron Crawford likes the Giants here as well. Ducks, Diamondbacks we got there with Blake. All right, that's going to do it for the show, guys. Let's go ahead and bring in our crew for tonight.